Control F, panty eating.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Cheap Smut. My name is Katie Mizell.
And my name is Max Joy.
And this is a podcast that would like to remind you to believe in yourself. Hi, how you doing today, honey?
I'm good. I almost said my real name.
Oh, no.
I know.
That would have been, well, you just said we'd have had to do it again.
I had to start it over.
And edit it or something.
No, I would have been.
Audio magic.
Made the whole episode and then went back and say, scrap it.
We got to do it again.
Got to do it all over again.
Oh, man.
No, really what I would have done is I would have just gone back and been like, and my name is Max Joy.
Max Joy.
Would have sounded like Harrison Ford's voiceover in the original cut of Blade Runner. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go look it up. It's hilarious.
I'm a huge fan of cock, and my name is Max Joy.
Not that I have anything against cock as a going concern. I'm not. That is a great Archer reference on behalf of my beloved. I'm fine.
You're welcome.
I'm good, and thank you for that. I'm glad to be back. I was gone for 2 weeks, traveling more or less for work.
Yeah, you've been gone a lot.
Basically, I said the last episode I'm going to edit in a Chicago hotel room, which I did.
And then that hotel room was your home for like
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah. I came home the following.
For 8 of the 14 total days or something.
Yeah, it was quite arduous, but I am for the foreseeable future going to be working in Michigan, and I am very grateful for that. But I did get to visit Gundam Base in Chicago finally, and that was magical. I got to go both times I was out there and get a couple little cute entry-grade Gundams that I have since built. I did get another nice little, I think I got 2 high grades. But anyway, I'm good. How are you?
I am okay. I'm fine. I'm on my period.
Yeah.
My whole body hates me right now.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine.
She seems fine.
She says she's fine, but her face says she's not fine.
Yeah, I'm going to try telling that to your face.
Yeah.
Well, listen, if you're not fine now, the next 3 weeks of your life.
Oh, yeah.
Are going to make it fine. So let's quickly give everybody a rundown of what's going on here. So this upcoming weekend, Saturday, what would be the 29th? 29th of August?
Yes.
You will be in Jamestown, North Carolina.
Yes, I will. At McCullough Castle.
At McCullough Castle at Crown and Quill, which is a Sinful Signings event.
Yes. It is a one-day only Sinful Signings event. There is book vending, there's tabling, but the main attraction is that it is also a sort of a mini Renaissance fair with cosplay components and a scripted element that, essentially a performance will be done for the folks who are in attendance. It's going to be really cool. I'm very excited for it.
Excellent. And we will have a link to that. Now, that'll be about 3 days after this episode comes out.
That's not to say that you couldn't come to it.
Oh, of course, but I'm going to say I'm saying for the people who might be listening to this and say like 2029.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, you missed it.
Hi.
Hello.
From the past.
Hi. How are things?
I hope things are not worse.
Is he gone?
Is he gone?
Is he gone yet?
Did he die?
Did he die?
Anyway.
Future chat. Let us know if he's dead.
Oh, future chat.
So
that's so funny.
This weekend, you'll be in North Carolina.
Yes.
Then the following weekend, Labor Day weekend, we're not doing anything for the show.
No.
But we are going down to the greater Cleveland, Ohio area to finally, for you to meet Josh Feckerty, friend of the show.
Yes.
Please go back and listen to every episode that he's been on. He is such a delight, such a joy. The kids have never gotten to meet Uncle Josh.
Nope. And neither have I.
And neither has Katie. So
not in person.
No. So thanks to all of that travel that I've been doing the last couple of weeks, I've got enough points to snag a free hotel room for the night. So we're going to go down, check out the Great Lakes Science Center with Uncle Josh, maybe the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yep.
It's going to be. Oh, and we're going to go visit his friend's comic book shop.
Oh yeah, we always got to go to comic book
Yep.
shops when we go to places. Yes.
Superscript shop, comic shop in Lakewood, Ohio. Go check it out. And then the following weekend, holy shit.
Yeah.
We are taking, Smutco Industries is taking a work trip. We are going further ashore than we have ever gone before for this show. We are going to Romancing Portland in Portland, Oregon.
That's,
yes.
Yeah, Portland, Oregon. Not to be confused with Portland, Michigan, which is about a half an hour drive from us.
Yeah.
No, we got to get
Portland,
on airplanes
Maine.
and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are going to Romancing Portland, and we will be representing Cheap Smut there as a podcast.
Yeah.
We just got done having a fabulous conversation with Lauren from the In Our Ears podcast, because we are doing this in conjunction with her. She's the one who got us involved in this.
Yeah.
And we made a bunch of plans on the phone yesterday. It's going to be hopefully very, very fun.
Yes. We are going to have authors on both shows. Basically, there's going to be a show on Saturday that will be the In Our Ear. As of now, if anything changes, we'll let you know. But for right now, on Saturday, there will be the Saturday performance, as it were, the Saturday live episode, which will be In Our Ears, where you will be taking on the role of the D.
Yes. I will be the D in that scenario because D is not coming. D, the other host of In Our Ears, Lauren and D, is not coming to the event, and Lauren is very graciously letting me step in as her co-host in that capacity for that day. So we're going to do just I think we're just going to have a really great conversation with those folks. And that is the day that we're talking to Laura Horowitz, who is an audiobook narrator, and also I think Kimberly Lemming is that day. Yep. And then, golly, I can't remember the names of all the authors that we're even talking to. I'm terrible.
Yep, I remember we have the esteemed Emily Rath on Sunday.
We do. Emily Rath will be speaking with us on Sunday, as well as Higgins. I want to say her last name was Higgins. T.A. Higgins. S.A. Higgins. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to be speaking to them, and that's going to be a fabulous time. But I'm going to be basically giving them like a Cheap Smut fun bag for their pleasure, so everybody gets a little Cheap Smut for their Sunday afternoon. Yeah,
and that's like as you alluded to there, as you just jumped right in. Sunday will be Cheap Smut.
Yes.
So if you are going to Romancing Portland, we will have a link for both events in the show notes. If you are on either coast, do stop by and say hi to us. I will not be attending the North Carolina event. I will be home with the kids, attending Tigers Dodgers on Sunday with Uncle Mike. And then, let's see here. Oh, yeah. And then we will also have the link to Romancing Portland as well. Get tickets to that. There's going to be some fantastic stuff going on. Also, there's going to be a gentleman by the name of Ben Barnes is going to be there. That's apparently a big deal.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Yep.
I haven't paid nearly enough attention because I'm terrible.
That's okay. But either way, if you want to know more about it, go check out the website, which is down in the show notes. So with all that said, now that we've got the preamble ambled, let us amble into this book. Now we have, this is a return for Eden Crow, as author Eden Crow. What book did we cover of hers before?
Bowling with Bigfoot.
That's right. Bowling with Bigfoot, which actually... That was, I believe, the start of season 3, episode 87. I looked that up. It was episode 87, and and it was that was our introduction to Mistwood, but it's not the first book in Mistwood. It's actually book 2 in that series. This is book 3. Okay.
So this week I read Mingling with Mothman, a small town monster romance, Monsters of Mistwood book 3 by Eden Crow. If you need the whole thing, which again is an algorithmic thing, you need all those words so that you know what you're searching for.
Yeah.
So this book is available for $3.99 or through Kindle Unlimited, $11.99 for a print-on-demand paperback from the Amazon website. But you can also get a signed paperback directly from Eden Crow for $12 from her website. So why would you go to Amazon when you could can get one that's signed. I mean, you might have to pay shipping, but I think that's worth the cost.
Yeah. Again, as we've talked about before, some authors will offer you for a price the opportunity to come and fly to you and just throw the book at your head.
Yeah, they'll chuck it right at your face.
You'll have to cover airfare, hotel, probably
It'll
a
be
per
extra
diem.
cool if Eden does it, because Eden always wears this really cool cowly blanket thing to cover her face. So it'll be like having the moth woman, she calls herself the moth ma'am. It'll be like having the moth ma'am throw her book right at your face.
There you go. Again, I'm sure she'd be willing to negotiate, but don't dismiss it out of hand is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Anyway, for just a signed copy, though, that probably says something really funny like "stay weird" or like "enjoy the proboscis," signed Eden Crow, $12. So there you go.
That's probably the better.
Yeah. So full disclosure, I did receive a copy of this book for free. I've received every copy of the Monsters of Mistwood that I own, which is a complete series currently, for free. Eden is very generous and offered to give me every copy. However, I also did go into KU and do a full read through to give her page reads as well. I do recommend, if that is the way you go, KU, at least your page reads give them something. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to be fully transparent in that regard. So like you said, this is the second book that we have covered. The first book, Bowling with Bigfoot, is a blast. It is a ridiculous premise. It's a small town rivals romance, but they were former academic and high school sports rivals, and now they're bowling rivals because they're just like small town 20-something bowlers. It's a human woman and then Eric Saskey, aka Sasquatch, aka Bigfoot. This book features the often mentioned in the previous books mayor of Mistwood, the Mothman. He is the Mothman. And y'all know how much I love a cryptid. It looks like we're leaning further and further into the cryptids, specifically of West Virginia and the surrounding Appalachian area. And I love that. Eden, if that is the direction you choose to go, I will support you fully. If you choose to go to space, I'll support you fully. But I'm just saying, I love cryptids. So... Nope, I already covered that earlier. So let's just go right into the triple T's. Our triggers this week. We have family estrangement, bigotry and racism, family member diagnosed with a life-threatening illness, verbal abuse and hate speech, implied sexual assault of a friend, mention only, feelings of loneliness and otherness, fictional death related to a real event, see below. And then Eden did include in the forward of her book, and I'm going to just read it here, the following paragraph. Please keep in mind that this is a work of fiction. However, it is important to note Mingling with Mothman includes references to a real-life tragedy, the 1967 collapse of the Silver Bridge, an event that claimed 46 lives. I want to be clear, these references are not included to trivialize or make light of real loss. They appear only in the context of the folklore that grew around the legend of Mothman. Folklore and history often intertwine, and sometimes that shows in the way we reflect loss, resilience, and the stories communities tell in the wake of tragedy. For those lives that were lost and the families and communities still grieving, I want to express my deepest respect. Which was beautiful and quite lovely to include because, again, I love the Mothman story, but a main pillar of the Mothman story is a tragedy that claimed lives. People are still grieving.
Yeah, you don't get it without that. I mean, that's what it is. That's the, it's not to digress too much. That's the second really good, I guess, trigger warning, content warning that I've heard today. Alexis Dahl, the woman on YouTube that I love to watch, she did a video about the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Oh, yeah.
And talked about how, you have to understand, this is a grave site. This is a serious matter. There are still people living
who go there every year to,
They ring the bell 29 times.
Loved ones are down there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that sort of thing. And it is such a part of Michigan culture and heritage. But also, we're curious, we will never know what happened.
Yeah.
But basically that's how she led with that before going into the meat of the video to make sure that her intentions are clear, which is, I'm not trying to make light of this.
Yeah.
And I like that.
I do too. I actually texted Eden when I read that. I was like, hey, this is dope and I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And she was like, thank you. I'm glad that you noticed. So there you go. Moving on to our tropes. This is an FM cis heterosexual romance featuring a human woman and the Mothman. Age gap, she is in her late 30s. He is at least 100. I think. He's not even really sure. Small town romance, supernatural small town, forbidden romance, political romance, trapped by the elements, only one bed, monstrous monster.
Oh, I know you love only one bed.
Who doesn't love the only one bed trope? We love forced proximity. Give me tension.
I see.
Or a reason for them to finally touch.
Gee, why does Max not like the concept of forced proximity?
Yeah. Gee, why do we like it so much in books but not in real life?
Oh, no, Max, there's just one bed. Oh, well, I guess I'll go sleep on the floor then.
Yeah,
Good
goodbye.
night.
Good night. Right? For our titillations, this is straight from the book. Graphic, consensual, and highly detailed fornicating between Mothman and his lady. Fornicating with an apostrophe and everything.
Fornicating.
And some rather interesting use of moth parts such as a proboscis and claspers. Oh. There is unique anatomy this week. Really weird bug anatomy this week. Monstrous sex and literal panty eating.
Okay, the literal panty eating brought me back.
Yep. Okay, good. I'm glad we're back in it. Okay. Oh no, I lost my notes. Let's go back to it.
Control F. Panty eating.
Panty eating.
Quotation? Right. Do you have to quotation mark that? Just go with panty.
So we are returning then to our fictional small town of Mistwood, West Virginia. It is a small Appalachian town located deep in the West Virginian, like rural country. It is situated over a series of ley lines, which, again, are lines of magnetic resonance that circle the Earth. Scientists don't really know what they're for, but they're there. They've been given a lot of spiritual power by people. And in the case of witchcraft, they're often sort of like power sources or whatever.
Would you say this is larger than a holler?
Yes, it's larger than a holler.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. So these ley lines, they converge underneath Sapphire Lake right outside of town, and they allow the local witch population to cloak the monsters in human shapes. So everybody who lives in town can walk around and be themselves, but any human who is not used to the magic, who hasn't soaked a little of it into their bones, can't see shit.
It's like a permanent glamour.
It's a permanent glamour. Yes. And then to some degree, the monsters also have the ability to shift themselves in and out of like a more permanent glamour type thing.
Weren't you just a moth person?
Yep. But only in Mistwood. This is the only place where any of that magic works at all.
Because that's what I would do. I would fuck with people. I would like shift and then shift back and be like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, 100%, 1,000%. Do it all the time. So we begin this story this week with our MMC. His name is Clay Carlisle. Like I said earlier, his age is unknown, but he appears to be in his 40s.
Okay.
He is ruggedly handsome. He is described as more Don Knotts than Don Draper, but in an attractive sort of way.
So like a Dick Van Dyke.
Yeah, there you go. He has just started to go salt and pepper at the temples. He's flannel clad, kind of like hometown mayor. He's not really the polished suit kind of guy. He really cares about the town. He has been here for 20 years, and he ran for mayor basically when he got here, and he won, and he has been mayor ever since. Everything's going great. People love him.
I would also go with Jim Varney. Remember,
there's
Jim
Varney.
Those pictures that float around of young Jim Varney when he was doing Shakespeare, and he was this magnificently handsome Shakespearean actor.
Yeah,
but then he makes those goofy faces.
He makes those goofy earnest faces, and you forget that he's a handsome person underneath. Yeah, because he's got that whole chiseled thing.
Yeah, same thing with Dick Van. I was watching that special, and
Dick Van Dyke. Yeah, he was a very handsome man, wasn't he?
Plus, it was a different era. That era, the concept of masculinity back then was wildly different. But to hear Mary Tyler Moore and Julie Andrews talk about and he was so handsome, and I'm like. And then, but he's always making those faces. But there are times where, he stops making the face, and he's got a little stubble, and you go, oh. Or when he's bearded, You go, oh, there.
Yep,
Okay. Yeah, I get it.
Yep. And our definitions of what it is to be attractive as a man have changed, just as our definitions of what it is to be attractive as a woman have changed to some degree. But anyway, so yeah, Clay has been in town for 20 years. He's been the mayor the whole time. People mostly seem to love him. He is very dedicated to caring for his community. Their whole thing is like, we are a community that actually comes out and takes care of each other and shares and helps. Mm-hmm. It does help a little bit that they're monsters and magic, and they're trying to keep each other safe in that regard as well. They have a little extra reason to care. They can't just up and leave, right? So all of Clay's, like, not all of it. This is who he is as a person, but a lot of his drive toward being as good as he can of a mayor is because of an event in his past that scarred him greatly. It's alluded to a few times, and if you know the story, know immediately it's the Silver Bridge collapse of 1967. So, in the time that Clay has been mayor, his only political rival has been a man named Walter Buddy Pratt. They just call him Buddy Pratt. He is a lifelong Mistwood resident with hateful opinions that have only curdled him with in him with age. He's the kind of, like, all he does is watch Fox News and Alex Jones, and it's completely warped his brain.
I was going to say, I can see this immediately.
You can see, yeah. He always walks around in like a shitty old flannel and frayed jeans because his wife left him 20 years ago, and he never takes care of himself. And every single flannel has a skull ring in the pocket for life, you know?
Yeah.
He's that guy.
Yeah.
He sends a lot of, like, letters to the editor to places, and he runs for mayor every year, and every year he loses. And he's getting more and more angry about that. And after his last political loss, and in one of his, like, random letters to the editor, Fugue states, he wrote a letter to the tabloid that published the picture of Bigfoot from Bowling with Bigfoot.
Yeah, I remember.
He wrote a letter claiming that the mayor of Mistwood, West Virginia, was secretly the Mothman. And now there are, like, tabloid reporters coming around trying to get pictures of it, which has forced Clay into full-time hiding because he is indeed the fucking Mothman. So he can't, like, he usually flies around town. He's usually in his regular form, and he flies around. No, he has to walk places now. It's fucking bullshit, and he hates it. He already hates Mondays to begin with. Now he has to walk to work on Monday. Fuck you. And so we meet Clay in his office with his best friend / second in command / campaign manager, county clerk, everything else that this town needs to function. A woman named B-E-A, who is eventually revealed to be the Flatwoods Monster. Do you know anything about the Flatwoods Monster?
No.
Okay, so the Flatwoods Monster is a really good one. So she was only seen like 2 or 3 times in and around Flatwoods, West Virginia in 1952. And she's assumed to be female because of her shape only. So the Flatwoods Monster is purportedly a humanoid reptilian creature inside of a 10-foot tall metallic shell that kind of resembles a scary version of Rosie the robot from the Jetsons.
Okay.
And she's got like this pointy head and this weird metallic skirt and these like scary pointy fingers. And there's sort of like a red thing. Everything is always associated with red with her. And so she is translated into this terrifyingly competent, ageless, gorgeous woman with red hair that's always up like mine is right now, except it's a little more triangular, and these long red nails. And she is horrifying. And I love her. Anyway,
sounds like you.
She's great. So that's B. And so we meet B in front of her computer being like, so we have to hire this intern, right? We decided we were going to allocate some money for a social media intern. We're trying to up Mistwood's social media cred just a little and kind of help with the campaign just a touch, right?
Try to get their follower count over 75.
Exactly. And she has found the perfect candidate. The perfect candidate who should not even have been able to find this job because it was really only posted locally, has experience all over the country, is competent. The resume looks good, kind of makes it look like she's young and like knows what she's doing online, etc. What is wrong with this person? Why is B making this face like she wants to, like she just ate a lemon? Look at the name. It's Ava Pratt. Ava Pratt is Buddy Pratt's daughter. Mm-hmm. Clay didn't even know Buddy had a daughter. She left town immediately, right around the time that Clay arrived. As soon as she turned 18, she was dust. She left. So he had no idea. And B's like, we cannot hire your political rival's daughter. I mean, we can't do that shit.
Of course you can.
We can't. What if she's like a spy or something? And Clay's like, okay, fine. And then he sees a picture of her and she's beautiful. And he's like, okay, interview. Just get an interview. We'll get an interview.
Trial base.
It'll be
trial
fine.
basis. Yeah, it'll be fine.
It'll be fine. So she is already in town. And we then flip to her perspective for a little while. This is our FMC, Ava Pratt. So she is 38. She's not young. She left town at 18. She's been gone the whole time Clay is gone. She's 38 years old. The maths. She's curvy. She's absolutely gorgeous. She has a personality as bright as her wardrobe. She's one of those women who wears really bright clothing in a way that I can't because I don't have the guts, right? And she has vivid hair. This is my favorite thing about her. So she maintains that like perfect silver hair that what's her name wore it for a long time. The musician.
Oh, St. Vincent.
St. Vincent had silver hair for really like beautiful silver hair for a really long time. So Ava has silver hair with tiny pastel pink highlights. It sounds like an amazing hairstyle that I could never maintain because I don't have the patience for it, but she does.
Yeah, that's wild.
Like I would see it on another person and go, that's incredible. You're incredible.
Yeah, I could never.
Yeah, I could never. So she lives in a converted minibus turned tiny home that she has driven basically around the country to take various jobs at various locations. She's expanded her horizons as far as she can on purpose because she lived with a bigot growing up and she didn't want to be that way. And now she's come back to Mistwood. While she travels through Mistwood, she drives a Vespa. It's the only thing she's got. Otherwise, her house is her car. So she drives a Vespa to town. She is, like I said, a local, but because she left when she was 18 and never looked back, she no longer has the magic like in her. So she can't see all the things. She's kind of sad about it when we first get back to her. Like she's like, I'm back in town, but I don't feel like I'm home yet because I don't feel like it's accepted me back yet because I can't see any of the weird shit yet. She loves that part of Mistwood. She's always enjoyed living in a world that's way more colorful and strange than you could ever possibly imagine, right? So she left home after a very particularly nasty fight with her father where he said some really bigoted shit about her best friend Cindy. Her best friend Cindy is a succubus, and he said something about her being a whore like her mother because her mother is a succubus, and we just don't agree with that. And she left and she was done. And she is now specifically trying to come home in the hopes of giving her dad one more try. Like she's hoping that if she can come home, mend some fences, like help him, like maybe get a job with his rival, help him understand that monsters aren't all that bad, like give him a chance to be a better guy, right? That's all she wants out of this. She nails the interview in a hot pink pantsuit, by the way, which we love. The first question is like, how can we trust you? And she's like, I'm not here because I want my dad to win the mayor. Do you think I want my father to win the mayoral election? Are you fucking crazy? Let's have a normal interview, please. I'm not here for that. And then she nails the rest of the interview. She has only one question about the job at the very end, and she's basically like, so I moved out of town and the magic hasn't accepted me back yet, and I need to know for sure because I've never met you. Are you the Mothman, sir? And he's like, yes, I am indeed the Mothman. And she is fully delighted by that. She loves the monster community, like I said, and now she's like, oh my God, it's real. He's real. The Mothman is a real thing. Like she gets very excited about it. She then suggests leaning into the Mothman rumors just a little bit, not enough to confirm anything, but like, hey, what about your next campaign slogan can be like, vote Clay Carlisle, a candidate you can truly believe in.
He'll see the light.
That's There is only one tiny little light joke. Just only one.
You have to.
You have to make a teeny tiny little one. But anyway, yeah. So vote Clay Carlisle, a candidate you can truly believe in. That's funny. And he thinks it's funny and he hires her right on the spot.
Yeah.
And so she accepts. She then celebrates by going to the Devil's Den, which is a local bookstore, which I believe is in an old church, but it's run by a demon. And inside the bookstore is also a cafe where her best friend Cindy works. And she is like a miracle barista / baker person. She runs the whole cafe here. She gets a celebratory like diabetes in a cup coffee. Sounded delicious. It was like a white mocha with cookie crumbles in it. Crazy.
Wow.
And cold foam, vanilla cold foam on top. And she sits down and she talks with Cindy for a little while. This is just some backstory, filling in some gaps. This is where we get most of what we need to know about Ava's relationship with her father, her hopes to possibly give him a chance to change, and also the very first indication that we get that there may be something medically wrong with Buddy Pratt as well. Like he's just not looking too hot these days. So this really lovely, warm, like scene full of friendship and cookies and conversation is then interrupted by a phone call from her father. And whenever he calls, it's the womp womp from The Price is Right, which is hilarious. And he has already heard. It's been like an hour since she got hired, and he has already heard because small town gossip moves like a fucking wildfire. He's like, never in my life, never did I imagine that you could do something so absolutely disgusting. He disowns her on the phone right there. He's like, you're not my daughter. Bah.
Oh, convenient.
Oh, thanks, Dad. Goodbye.
Could you put that in writing and notarize it and give it to my boss?
Right? Seriously. My dad disowned me. So she doesn't have to worry about that, though, because on her first day, Clay walks in on her first day to find Ava and B in B's office, already dealing with Buddy Pratt, who has called to shout about it. Like he's we only get the one side of the conversation from B, who is scathing and all corporate official in that way that like shuts you down without ever sounding like mean at all.
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
Yes, exactly. But basically saying like there is no conflict of interest. We're not under any obligation to blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
She's a grown woman. She's damn near 40. Like she can make her own fucking choices, etc. And eventually he hangs up the phone and she is mortified. She's like, I am so sorry. I didn't think he would find out this soon. Honestly, I didn't think he would call because he disowned me on Friday. Like, I don't know why he still cares. It's a whole thing. Anyway, he is very like sweet about it. He makes sure that she is okay while B handles the rest of the situation. He's sort of a golden retriever, an old golden retriever.
An old and golden. A goldie oldie.
He is a golden retriever. He's a cinnamon roll. He's a very sweet, sweet man. Anyway, he can't stand to see people unhappy. And that is one of the best things about him. But it's also one of his failings when it comes to Ava, because he finds her very attractive and he knows this. And he knows that he can't be attracted to his new intern, even if she's 38. Just like the word intern and mayor going together just does not work out well, right?
Yeah, certain president kind of ruined that for everyone.
Right. During this conversation, Ava accidentally spills her coffee without getting to enjoy any of it. It's one of those crazy sugar concoctions from Cindy. So the next morning, Clay decides to frequent a local business and get coffee from the Devil's Den and bring it to the office. He has never done this in 20 years, but he's just suddenly decided maybe he should frequent the local businesses sometimes, right? And he gets exactly what Ava wants, even though it's not on the menu.
That's what we call conspicuous, Clay.
Right. But Cindy is like, can I help you? And he's like, I don't know what it was she ordered, but it smelled really sweet. And she's like, oh, are you trying to order something for Ava Pratt? Yeah, I got you covered, homie. All right. It's very funny. So he brings the coffee. She is delighted. She lights up about it because he went out of his way to find out exactly her favorite coffee. And he gets all like warm fuzzy inside. He's already developing his first little feelings. And B notices and she takes him aside and she's like, you can't do that. You are an idiot. She is your political rival's daughter and your brand new intern, you dumb fuck.
Your Honor.
Your Honor, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Your Honor.
I mean, she's not particularly warm or kind about it. B is in her own way having her own emotional journey, which I think we may learn more about in a book with a dragon. Fuck yes. And she's kind of a cold-hearted bitch in this conversation, but she tells him you can't. And he's like, you're right. And for the next several weeks, he avoids Ava every day. She works. He works. They both stay busy, but he stays busy out of the way, out of the office or locked in his own office, or he just gets as far away from her as possible, except when they absolutely need to be near each other. And she does her job admirably. She gets on the social media stuff, but she also like organizes some town events to bring the community spirit up. There's like a back to school picnic and another thing that they do, and everybody is taking to her really well. So the other thing that she is supposed to be doing is the social media aspect of it. I don't know what platforms there. Does Mistwood have a TikTok? I have no idea, but she is towing the line between a cheeky acknowledgement of their monstrous population and a total denial of their monstrous population. So some quotes from her social media posts include, "A demon owns the bookstore and coffee shop? Definitely not. No need to sell your soul for these affordable prices." "Someone saw Bigfoot at the bowling alley. Better get those eyes checked. Let me recommend our local optometrist." And then Mayor Carlisle might be the Mothman. Don't believe everything you hear, because that sure sounds like someone trying to stir a pot with a toothpick. So she is essentially doing her best to make Mistwood look like the quaintest, most boring, uninteresting, touristless town in the world, while still being quite happy about it.
Yeah.
That's her whole job. And she's doing admirably. Then there comes a point where Clay's avoidance becomes a problem because they need to get together for something. They discussed this thing like in the first week.
Yeah.
They said they were going to do it.
We can't Zoom this, Clay.
We can't Zoom this. You have to be here for this. And this is, so what they're going to do is they're going one town over, about 100 miles or so away, to a Christmas tree farm to buy a fir tree, which will then be transplanted in the town square for use as a Christmas tree every holiday season, but also as a symbol of growth and change and development in the town. It's a whole thing they're doing. They're also going to take pictures of Clay for his next campaign in the tree farm, because it's, you know, small town idyllic, like handsome mayor in a flannel standing next to a tree, that whole thing. So they need to do this. They agreed to do this, and he has been avoiding her, and she chases after him one day after work. She's like, Clay. Because he's like, bye, ladies, and just leaves, to remind him that he needs to wear either green or red to the thing tomorrow. And he's like, what thing tomorrow? He's completely avoiding her so hard. But he does, like, obviously he's like, oh, fuck, I have to meet this obligation. This is fine. Okay, green or red tomorrow. You got it. And he ends up wearing a green flannel. So what they are doing, again, is driving to another town. But Ava is driving. She's driving the town's car. Like, the mayor has a car, but he does not drive. He's terrified of cars. Can't imagine why. And
how many relatives did he have dying of grills of cars, you know?
No, because of the Silver Bridge collapse and his whole trauma with that, not because of moths and cars.
Well,
oh my God.
He had an uncle get taken out by a windshield.
I swear to God. So, but anyway.
Sorry, windscreen.
The next day, they leave with the following items: the town's SUV, a magic ring, because the town limits is where his glamour wears off. So he can't be taking pictures of himself as Mothman in this forest. He needs to be Clay. So they have a magic ring with a limited amount of power that will keep the glamour active as long as he is wearing it. And it's got an emerald embedded in it that goes from green to yellow to red as the magic starts to wear out.
You think it's rough when you're out and it's 2 a.m. and you're like, oh yeah, here we go. We're going to another club because it's Chicago. And your battery's at like 11%.
Yeah, but what if your glamour ring is turning yellow?
Yeah. What if it's almost lights? Yeah. What if it's almost last call and your glamour ring is blinking?
Oh, fuck. Now everybody's going to know you're the Mothman. Shit. There is also the looming threat of a massive snowstorm at their backs, which they knew was coming, but they're getting on the road way later than anticipated because Clay has been, again, avoiding this whole thing for too fucking long, and he ended up being late. And, of course, more romantic tension than should legally be allowed in one state vehicle. So, while they are on the road, they relate to each other through music. So Clay loves music of all kinds, and he has listened to a lot of it in his very long life. There is a reference made to Ava's 18-year-old rebellious tattoo that she got before leaving town with Cindy. It is inspired by her favorite boy band. It is Marionettes. Do you know why that matters? Marionettes.
I'm the first thing that made me think of was it's like an in-universe reference to NSYNC.
It is.
Okay.
It's NSYNC. So he immediately turns on a song, which they do not name, but it's Bye Bye Bye. And they have a sing-along to the entire album of No Strings Attached by NSYNC, the one with they're marionettes on the cover. And he knows like every word, and she's like, this is the greatest. They have a fabulous time. Anyway, they get to the tree farm. They find the most perfect tree. They take their pictures, etc. The snow is already falling. While they're at the tree, Clay is like, hey, you're never in the pictures. Why don't you get over here and we'll take a selfie together? And the second they're just close, the second she's within, distance of him, she's just staring at him. He's eye candy. She cannot stop looking. And he's like, Ava, you have the camera. You have to take the picture. And it's this whole great, really hilarious moment of her losing her shit and drooling. It's adorable. Unfortunately, so again, the weather is upon us, and she still thinks that she can get them the 100 miles home. They have an SUV. Yes, they are driving through the West Virginia mountains in the snow, but if we go slow, we will get home. Who cares if we get home at midnight, as long as we get home, right? While they are on their way, they get stopped by a very long, very slow coal train, which only impedes their progress further. By the time the train passes, there are drifts up to the sides of the road, and the entire road itself is covered.
Took giant steps to get. That's for the jazz nerds.
Oh my God. And so what eventually ends up happening is they spin out on a patch of black ice, and they end up in the parking lot of a motel. That's where they just decide to oh, fuck, there's an actual building with lights on. We're going to drive in here and park and figure out what we're going to do. And they decide they're not driving anymore. They're not going back out in this. It's getting worse than they thought. They're already at a motel. It's in the middle of nowhere. They probably got rooms, right? Ava decides to go inside. They do not have rooms. The snow has put a lot of people in their parking lot. They have one room with one bed in it. That's all they got. She'd bought the room. Welcome to Dick's Halfway Inn. We actually have a keychain for them that she sent us that it now I think holds our spare key.
Yeah.
That when we give our brother-in-law our key, my brother-in-law our key when we were both of our brother-in-laws, our key when we're going out of town, and he comes over with the cats. He gets the Dick's Halfway Inn key.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fabulous. Anyway, so Clay is also running out of power in the ring, and they know that they're going to have to stay here overnight. The ring is not going to last all night long. It will run out before morning, so he's going to have to take it off and show Ava his true form. Mm-hmm. There is no way around it, and he thinks this is okay, this is it. She's going to be done after this. She's going to be freaked the fuck out by me, and I am never going to have a shot with this woman. Mm-hmm. He takes the ring off. First he takes his shirt off because he needs to have room for his wings. Yes. And then he takes the ring off. And I don't think she has the thought here, but at some point Ava does have the thought, how do you tell your therapist you got turned on by a giant moth? How do I tell my therapist this is what does it for me?
I don't know.
So she's really into it. I don't know.
I'm kidding.
I just said the Mothman is my boyfriend, and she said, okay. And then she wrote something down. I don't know.
Fair enough.
So then we get a look at Clay's true form. So he is indeed a giant humanoid moth creature, but the legends got a lot of it really wrong. He is not hulking black and gray with glowing red eyes and only speaks in a sort of high-pitched screeching sound. He is hulking fuchsia and yellow, with shiny black eyes, soft, glittery wings, and a beak-like mouth that is perfectly capable of human speech. He is based on the rosy maple moth, which is an actual moth. Would you like to see a picture? They're gorgeous.
So he doesn't look anything like that print over there over your right shoulder.
No, that adorable little black Mothman with the big old wings. No, he doesn't look anything like that. He looks like that.
Oh, I've seen those. Those are gorgeous.
They are native to the West Virginia area.
Yeah.
And he has their coloring. That's what he looks like. He is big. He's very monstrous. He looks like a moth. He is a humanoid in shape, but he's covered in something between fuzz and hair and scales. A lot of different words are used because whatever it actually is doesn't have a good descriptor, I'm guessing. And he is pink. And she is like, I did not expect you to be so pink.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, it's embarrassing. And she's like, no, it's fucking fantastic. You're fucking fantastic. Everything about you is great. And she's like so accepting and so delighted by him that he is immediately just like, oh my God, I'm so happy. I'm so excited. This woman is actually like accepting of me. She then goes on to apologize to him. And he's like, for what? And it's on behalf of my father. Like, my dad's never going to apologize to you, so I might as well do it. It is a shame that the actions of my dad made you have to hide such a spectacular part of yourself. And that's like the final nail in the coffin for Clay. He asks then if she wants to touch his wings. He doesn't do that. We don't touch his wings. You don't touch a Mothman's wings. But apparently it feels really nice if you do. So she just like very gently pets the edge of his wing a couple of times. The atmosphere gets really heavy. We start leaning in, and then Ava's stomach growls like a monster. So Clay has to go and find food. He flies off into like the forest behind the hotel, and he eventually finds a place. He returns with apparently a West Virginia staple, because everybody has their own version of the hot dog thing they do. A slaw dog.
Okay.
A hot dog with coleslaw on it, apparently, of some kind. There is a picture. I didn't bring the book with me. There is a picture of a slaw dog in the shape of West Virginia on the back of the book.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah. It was done by Eden herself. It's very funny.
That's sort of like chunky trident almost type thing.
Yeah. So they start eating. There's some nostalgia talk about slaw dogs and the love of slaw dogs and West Virginian food. And then he mentions the bear.
What? And I'm guessing it's not the show on FX.
No, not the show on FX. So this is where your story comes into Eden's book. So while Clay was at this little hole-in-the-wall hot dog restaurant, he noticed on his way in that there was a bear statue out there. And he noticed on his way out that the bear statue now had a dick, a very large silicone vibrating dick, which means that somewhere in the middle of nowhere, West Virginia, there are some kids running around having the time of their lives strapping dicks on bear statues in the middle of a snowstorm. And I think that is just good old-fashioned fun.
That is...
I love everything about that.
That is amazing. For those of you who don't know the story, real quick. So when I was a teenager, myself, my sister, and our best friend Rob, who has been mentioned on the show before, one night we were just bored. It was the summer that Rob and Renee, my sister, graduated from high school. I was a couple years older, but still hanging around because I was a shiftless layabout. And we got bored, and there's this bear statue that exists at the point where 3 roads
converge in your town,
in just north of my small hometown of Mount Morris, Michigan. If you're familiar with the area, as you're going north on Saginaw or Dort, where those two meet, right there's a fiberglass bear statue. And one night we went to the local Velvet Touch and bought the cheapest dildo we could get and a roll of duct tape, and we fashioned a harness and then placed...
No. When you told this story to me the first time, you very specifically called it a duct tape truss. And that is the funniest phrase. It has lived in my head for 18 years. I mean, that's duct tape truss.
Okay, fine. We fashioned a duct tape truss. in which to support this dildo and hung it around the bear, underneath the bear grundle, and around the bear waist.
His grundle, if you will.
His grundle. His brundle?
His brundle. His bear grundle.
And then, and it wasn't there the next day.
Yeah, they took it out in the morning,
people did see it in the morning. We did hear people...
People saw it for a minute before somebody took it down.
Somebody took it down.
That's good. I'm glad somebody saw it. So yes, that happened, and I think that's delightful. They eat. There's a cuck chair joke in there somewhere because they're in a hotel room. It's all really funny. And then there's like a couple minutes of transition conversation where Clay says something like, it's a shame that you're only going to be in Mistwood for the time of your internship, because he's assuming that she's moving on. Like her father is not working out. She's leaving after this. And
her father is not working now. Yeah, that's what I'm going to start saying.
Yeah, that's Junior, he just didn't work out.
He didn't work out. What do you mean? Oh, he left my mom when I was like 4.
Oh, we should probably bleep your dad's name. It's also your name.
Nobody knows that. Well, you said Junior.
Anyway, we'll just start.
That's what that bleep was for.
Anyway, so... She's then, well, like, what if I don't leave? What if I want to stay? Because she's at this point pretty much decided she wants to stay in Mistwood. It feels like home again. Cindy is here. Like her father, that relationship's never going to be okay probably, but she wants to be home. And she's got this attraction to the mayor going on as well. So like there are reasons to stick around. Then things get spicy. They make out. Do not think too hard about the beak thing.
Thank you.
Max, just don't.
Yeah.
And then they get naked. Well, Ava gets naked. Clay is already shirtless to accommodate the giant wings that he has. So he starts like nuzzling down her body. And then we have the panty incident. So he's like nuzzling between her thighs and like just like sort of nosing at her pussy, and then she hears a sort of like clipping sound and then a ripping sensation, and then everything's really cold.
No.
And then she looks down and he is literally eating it, like it's hanging out of his mouth, and he is like, I am so sorry, I don't know what's happening right now. Like it's very instinctual, like moths eat fabric. That's very funny.
Eden Barbara Crow.
See, the thing is, this is not the first time
I know
that I have read a panty eating moth book.
I know.
And I love that because it makes it a micro trope. Mothman eats panties. It's a micro trope. And I love that for me.
Yeah.
It's just like Nagas and dragons have 2 dicks and werewolves are weirdly territorial.
Yeah. Micro trope. That's what we're going to call that.
Yes.
That's what that is.
Mothman eats panties.
Not upsetting.
No. Not upsetting at all. Delightful.
All right.
So he is like, I'm so sorry. And she's basically like, keep eating, Mothman. Whenever he is between her legs, she is very dommy. And I love that for her. So now we can move on to Clay's weird tongue situation. It is not a tongue. It is a proboscis with the size and flexibility of Venom's crazy long tongue. He eats her out with it. He stuffs her with it. Mm-hmm. And then she comes so hard she squirts, and he is so thorough with it that the sheets stay dry, which is just fucking fabulous and hilarious.
Oh, it's so wonderful.
Poor Max, he's losing his shit over there.
Wow.
I can see it. He hates it.
Yeah.
I love it. He hates it. Okay. So anyway, that was wild. Before things can get any further, though, womp womp, her dad starts calling.
Oh, come on.
And completely bursts the bubble. And she answers. And her dad is offering her old room for the night because he's like, well, I was looking out. I can't think about you in that ice box of a bus, and I just wanted you to know that your old room's still here. Like he's still trying to be dad, even though he disowned her on Friday.
Yeah.
Sorry, months ago. He disowned her months ago now at this point. But he still cares and he's still worried. And she tells him that she's staying with a friend for the night. He assumes that it's Cindy, and they end that phone call. And then that she's like, we can't do this. Whatever's going on with my dad is too fucking awkward and weird, and you're involved in it, and I can't, like, we just cannot do this. And then he's like, yeah, no, you're right. You're right. You need to focus on whatever's happening with your father. Can you at least tell me, like, why? Why does he hate monsters so much? Like, is he really just that much of a bigot? And she's like, you don't know anything at all. No, not a thing. No, he hates monsters. That has curdled into a full-on thing now, but he started hating you. He hates you specifically. Why is that? Because his father died in 1967 when the Silver Bridge collapsed. And he blames you. He thinks you are the one who caused that collapse, which is a rumor that surrounded the Mothman for years. We all know that's not true. It was a structural failure, and that something sheared and then something else broke, and it was too cold that night. And we lost a lot of people.
Yeah.
And she's like, we all know it's bullshit. You probably weren't even there. And he's like, no, but the thing is, though, I was there. And I tried to help, and I couldn't help anybody because my wings are only strong enough to support me. I can't carry other people. So I couldn't save anyone. I didn't kill him, but I also couldn't save him.
Well, yeah, but that's not your fault.
It's not his fault, but it's his trauma.
Yeah,
it's his whole thing that he's carrying. It's his guilt. He spent years after that trying to get strong. Like going to the gym, getting buff. It's why he has the physique that he does now, because he was hoping to be able to strengthen his wings by strengthening his whole body, but he can't. He can't do anything but lift himself.
One of those belts with the part weight belt, part chain.
Oh, yeah.
That guys do dips and pull-ups with, but he's just flying.
Yeah, but he's just trying to fly
with a 45.
With a 45 between his legs. Yes, exactly. But he can't do it. He can't lift more than himself. And he feels like a great weakness, like his greatest failing. And he expresses all of this to her. And she's like, okay, so your wings can't lift more than you, but you fucking dove into a half frozen river on Christmas Eve and tried to, I think it was Christmas Eve. It was December. Mm-hmm. You dove into a half frozen river underneath a mountain of debris with at least 50 cars in the water. And you tried to save people, and you couldn't, but you tried. And then you became the mayor of this small town, and you care so fucking deeply. And so maybe your strength isn't in your wings. Maybe it's in other parts of you, and maybe these things that you think of yourself, think of as weaknesses in yourself, I actually think of as beautiful attributes. And it's this whole thing. They have this beautiful conversation, and they go to sleep, and Clay is like, I am very aware that I am in love with her, and I am very aware that I can never be with her. Mm-hmm. And it's a whole thing. The next day they go back to town. It's a very awkward, like, drive of shame kind of situation for them. B is there to meet them when they get to town hall, and Clay's like, whatever. And Ava's like, I'm leaving. And nobody answers a single question. They just separate for the weekend. They're fucking done. And then on Monday they come back to work, and they both pretend like nothing happened, except it is so awkward all the time. But that's just the way it keeps on going for the next couple of weeks. Clay goes back to his old running around being the mayor but never being available, so he never has to look at Ava. And Ava goes back to diving into headfirst into work, focusing on that. Her dad has not contacted her again, and she hasn't tried to she's tried to talk to him a few times, but they've been really awkward conversations that have eventually ended with him saying something off color or plain fucking gross, and her being like, I don't have the energy for this, goodbye. Until eventually we get to the culmination of all of the work that she has been doing for so very long in regards to her like town event coordinator position, the town holiday party. The tree has been transplanted. It has been decorated with ornaments by the local kids, and it's got twinkle lights on it, and they're going to have a tree lighting ceremony. There's not going to be like a podium and a thing or whatever, because Clay's not that kind of mayor, but they're going to have a whole thing. They've got a catering company doing like little hors d'oeuvres, and the town hall is going to be set up with games and music. They got a band who promised to be festive as fuck. Like, it's great.
It's right on their flyer.
Yeah,
they didn't even use an asterisk. That's why she hired them, because they weren't cowards.
So the party is a huge success. The town shows up en masse. Everybody is there. It's a true like community togetherness and, holding hands around the tree like who's kind of moment for everyone. Even Buddy Pratt shows up, and he gets dragged inside by his daughter and is forced to agree that, yes, this is a really great party. And he's like, I don't think I should be here because it's his, rivals and, they have feelings and I can't express them because I'm a man. She's like, you know what? Here, there's food over there. Go be, but you're welcome here. This is an event for the entire community. You're part of the community. Go mingle. And then she goes and she dances with Cindy for like a long time. She enjoys herself. She enjoys the party. But every time she looks over at Clay, he's staring at her. And he's been just a mopey, grumpy asshole for the past few weeks. And we all know why. And eventually,
he wants to eat her out again.
He does. This is exactly the problem. And eventually he wanders off to his office, and Cindy's like, you should go talk to him. And Ava's like, you're right. So she follows him to his office and she closes the door, which is not, he has an open door policy. His door is never closed, even to talk to people. So when she closes the door, he's like, what are you doing? And she's like, I'm getting you to tell me why the fuck you're acting like you're really not okay. Because you're really not okay, Clay. And he has a kind of meltdown where he expresses his extreme loneliness. He was born in the woods alone. He is the only one of his kind. He has had to learn how to be. The only person he has is Ava, or is B, who is an even older and even meaner cryptid. And he is lonely. And for one tiny little moment, he got a taste of, no pun intended, what it would be like to not be alone.
Yeah.
And it's killing him. So he gives her this whole speech, and then he ends it with, all I want to do is kiss you, but if I do, I'll never stop, basically. And then she's like, whomp, and she kisses him. They start making out right there. Yeah. Awesome. Great. Finally, we're over all of this, right? And they are making out on the couch, I think, because he has a couch in his office. And then there is a knock on the door. And before they can gather themselves or right themselves at all, B walks in. And they are expecting her to be quite angry with them. But she's like, fucking finally.
Yeah, good. I was hoping that was it.
Yeah. And they're like, what are you talking? Clay's like, you're the one who told me I couldn't do this shit. What are you doing? And she's like, you're the one who told me I was allowed to change my mind. Maybe we're both growing here, Clay. Huh?
That's growth.
That's growth. But she's like, no, ever since whatever happened overnight with the snowstorm, you have been in pain and I can see it and it's making me miserable. And I'm glad you're not anymore. Good job, guys. I'll see you later. Right. So they've got B's seal of approval. They have a conversation. They want to be in a relationship. Ava gives this whole speech about choosing Clay and choosing happiness. And if her father can't be okay with that, then he's can go kick rocks. Right. And Clay decides there's no time like the present. So they walk back out into the party holding hands. And most of the town is like, hey, the mayor's holding hands with someone. That's nice. Everybody except Buddy Pratt, who immediately turns purple and drops.
Dead?
No.
Oh.
But he drops. So he is choking on a chicken bone or a chicken wing or something right now.
Oh, not dead yet. Okay.
Clay snatches him up because he's strongest, I guess. I don't know. And performs the Heimlich and saves his life. And Buddy immediately starts throwing elbows and swinging and accusing Clay of trying to kill him, of orchestrating this to give him an opportunity to get close enough to crush his larynx or something. Like, he goes through this whole thing. It's this very insane rant from a very insane man.
The crudités you served me were larger than everybody else's.
I don't know. Yeah, whatever Buddy thinks it's all Clay's fault, and Clay is a murderer and he's trying to murder Buddy too, and he just like has this whole meltdown until the ambulance arrives. And Ava goes to the hospital with him because she is his next of kin, and he is fine in terms of having choked, right? So after he wakes up, she loses her shit on him. She's like, this is everything that is wrong. These are all the things I have wanted to say to you for the last 20 years. You are awful. You're the worst, et cetera, right? And then they are interrupted by a doctor who comes in and tells him that, hey, since you've been using chewing tobacco since you were, how old, sir? 9. Since you were 9, you have mouth cancer. And you are going to, the treatment will work, but you will have to stop using tobacco immediately. And you could tell by the look on his face, he's not going to. And she just loses her shit some more. She's like, yeah, you're never going to change. You're never going to change. You're going to fucking die because you won't change. I don't know why I ever wanted to give so much of myself to a person who was never going to change. And now I have to decide whether or not I want to spend any more time around such an awful human. And I don't. So goodbye. And she drops her dad. After 20 years of trying as hard as she could, she drops her dad. And she drives back to town hall where Clay is still waiting for her. And he gathers her up in a great big hug so that she can ugly cry it out and tell him everything that's happened until she's like fully hollowed out, cried out. He makes coffee. He has found the closest thing he can to a bottled coffee creamer that tastes like the coffee that she likes from Cindy. So he is like, again, just a very sweet, sweet man who tries his hardest to make her happy. Yeah. They drink a cup of coffee. They calm down. They talk. And then finally, the tension fucking snaps. We are at 88% of the book, by the way. I know we had a weird oral scene, but we are otherwise at 88% of the way through the book, and nobody has done anything horizontal. Come on, Eden.
I was going to say, we're at an hour 10.
I'm almost done. I'm sorry.
I know you are.
I
know you are. It's fine.
So Ava demands that Clay be in his true form for this. And he is delighted by that.
He's clapping.
Yeah. And he puts her on his desk and he gets down between her legs and he eats her out some more. And she's a little, again, pushy about this. She's like, another, go, a second, begin. And he's like, yup, we love this for us. So then he stands up, he takes off his pants, and we are introduced to Clay's weird dick. So it's a fucking weird one. The shape is strange in and of itself. It is flat and wide at the base.
Oh no.
Curving upward to a tapered tip.
Okay.
And it sounds
kind of like one of those like pointy shoes.
I guess, yeah, like kind of what it sounds like, right?
Yeah.
Or like a tongue that's kind of always pointing upward.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what it's shaped like. It is bright pink. Again, everything about him is pink. But more importantly, there are claspers. So claspers live on the hips. They are appendages that look like little arms that have little like pointy thing.
You don't need to do the
I'm sorry. And then they grab onto your hips and they hold you in place after. They're sort of like a knot, but from the outside.
That's what your hands are for.
Yeah, that's what your hands are for. That's what Carl always says. That's what your hands are for, damn it. So Ava is really into all of this. Like the sex is amazing, yes, and the weird dick feels really good, but also like it's Clay. She realizes she's just so into Clay. Like everything about Clay just does it for her, including the weird dick and the claspers and all of it. She likes the claspers when she is surprised to find she likes the claspers because it kind of just feels like fingernails just digging in really hard into her ass, which, okay.
Yeah.
Fabulous. So he fucks her on his desk. When they are both close, she realizes that her back is no longer touching the wood. So he has lost control of his wings entirely, and they're beating so fast that they are now levitating off the ground.
Oh, the magic was inside her.
The magic was inside her pussy the whole time. Yes. So they're like hovering about a foot off the desk, which makes them, 3.5 feet off the ground or something. And the shock of that, I think more than anything, is what triggers the next orgasm for Ava. And then once she's going, then he's going, and they're both coming and they're in the air. And isn't this fabulous? We love this for us. Yes, he eventually brings them back down to standing. The claspers hold them in place for a little while. They have a snuggle about it. There's like all the snuggly afterglow goodness. And he tells her that he loves her pretty much immediately. He's known this for a while. So he's like, I know it's fast. I know it's weird. You don't have to say anything back. And she's like, I love you too. We're not beating around any bushes here. We're just doing this. I love you too. They spend
just her bush,
right?
Yeah.
They spend the weekend together in bed and all cozy and blissed out at Clay's house. And on Monday, when they go to work together, Clay's like, wow, maybe this is all I need to like Mondays, is just to like spend all the time with the love of my life and go to work with her on Monday morning, I guess, which is hilarious. So yeah, when they arrive at work, their first visitor of the day walks in before they've even had a chance to make coffee. It is Buddy Pratt.
Oh, fuck.
And he is here with a rather well thought out, if gruff, apology for Clay and for, well, everything. that he's done. Basically, he says that he recognizes that they have at least a few things in common because they both love Mistwood and they both love Ava. However, he has now been forced to reckon with the fact that his method of doing things don't work and Clay's methods do. Mm-hmm. So maybe he has a thing or two to learn from Clay, which is what his daughter yelled at him so very loudly in the hospital the other night. There is a moment then where Clay thinks that Ava is not going to forgive her dad. Like, it's just too little too late, but she eventually does begrudgingly accept, and we begin to mend the bridge a little bit. There is a tentative start of some healing and some moving forward, and we are all very happy to know it. The end. Huzzah.
Huzzah.
And then we have our epilogue.
Of course.
So an undetermined amount of time later, Ava and Clay are camping in Asheville. Clay has taken an extended leave of absence from his mayoral duties, and he and Ava are traveling the country together, going to all of the places that she's talked about from where she has been over the last 20 years. He wants to see all the things she's told stories about. They travel together mostly at night. Ava drives her bus, and he flies above her because he really enjoys being able to fly. They go see the cities during the day, and then at night or in the evenings they go back to very rural remote campsites where then they get busy in the woods or by waterfalls, as is alluded to in the epilogue. So Clay arrives from his night flight that evening. They have dinner. They made slaw dogs, call back to slaw dogs, and then they have a video call with the interim mayor, B, and her new second in command, Buddy Pratt. So they are both B and Buddy are on sort of like journeys of self-improvement, and I guess this assignment is helping them in some capacity to be better people and or entities. And
good
so
for them.
Yeah, they have this long conversation, checking in to make sure everything's going okay. Mistwood's not burning down. Everything's great. Eventually they have to basically shove these guys off of the phone because they want to go have more loud sex by the waterfall. So they end the phone call, and he's like, race you to the waterfall, and she's like, yep, I'm never gonna beat him there because he can fucking fly, but I'll get there and then I'll get fucked by a waterfall. The end.
Near a waterfall.
Near a waterfall.
That's a different book. By is a different book.
Oh yeah, sorry. Near a waterfall. I could find a fucked by a waterfall book, I am sure.
And you would be into it.
Hey! Thank you so much. Ugh, that was a long one, but okay, what am I into?
Something short, I hope.
Besides not having cramps because my belly hurts. Okay, I am into the song Downfall by Noah Kahan. I think I've played it for you before.
Yes.
Yes. It is off his newest album, which is called The Great Divide, named after the song The Great Divide. And I love that song. I listen to it like probably at least once a day. It is about that feeling you get when you love someone who goes away to pursue their dreams, and you very secretly and selfishly hope that they fail so they will come home. Mm-hmm. And I don't know why I love the song so much. It just speaks to something in me. I've never even had this experience. I've never had the experience of losing someone I love to greatness or to their pursuit of greatness.
No.
But call me when you go to shit. I love that. Call me when it goes to shit. I'll still be here. I don't mind being your dead end. I fucking love that, and I don't know why. And that's what I like this week. Thank you. What are you into?
As I mentioned earlier, I was going to use this in a previous episode, but I forgot, so I'll go with it this time. I am enjoying the YouTube channel of Alexis Dahl.
Yes.
She started at Crash Course. I believe she's a graduate of the University of Michigan. I know she spent time in Ann Arbor. Now she lives in Michigan's Upper Peninsula.
Yes.
And she does a lot of great videos about Michigan specifically. And as somebody who was born and raised here and who finds it very intriguing, the history of our state and whatnot. Like, she did a fantastic video about how there was an ill-fated canal that was supposed to go, like, basically, like, split the bottom third of the state off, and it was supposed to be like this big boon in terms of getting, instead of having to go up and around the lower peninsula.
Yeah, they were going to run it through right through the middle of the mitten.
Yeah, but it was going to be like not nearly wide enough, and it was just a whole thing.
Can you imagine them digging a fucking hole right through the middle of our state like that?
Yeah.
That shit's crazy.
And there's still remnants of, like, I drive by I'm pretty, if I remember correctly, she was like over near I-96 for that one. And I drive by there a lot when I'm going towards Metro Detroit. But if you've ever, if you just like hearing about like geology, that's a lot of the stuff that she talks about, maritime history, the Sulaks, the Edmund Fitzgerald, that sort of thing. I'll link it down below. So let's see here. So this episode comes out today. You'll be in North Carolina. And then we're going to have to record an episode before we go to Portland.
Yep.
And as far as we know, as long as there's no technical issues, I will be able to capture the audio, and we will have a live episode of Cheap Smut from Romancing Portland.
Yes.
That should not be a problem. And we'll also make sure that people get access to the In Our Ears episode that
absolutely, yes,
that you will be on.
Yes.
And so all that is to say, I'm not sure what you're going to be reading next.
Next? I can tell you what I'm reading next.
Okay.
So up next, and please, I beg, forgive the title because it's a lot. This One Time at Band Camp, Camp Cryptid Book 0, a paranormal sapphic summer camp romance by B.L. Brown.
Oh, boy.
So that's what we're reading next time, I should say. That's been on my list for a while. The whole Camp Cryptid series has been on my list for a while, but it's the only one short enough to be read for the show. And again, it is sapphic. I believe the entire series is sapphic, and we've only done straight stuff for so far, and that's a crime. So I'm fixing that next time.
I look forward to that. But in the meantime, you can find us on social media. We are on Instagram and TikTok. If you would like to send us an email, please do so, cheapsmutpod@gmail.com. As always, there is a link to this book in the show description. As always, it's not an affiliate link. We don't get any money for it. We're just trying to help the author out. If you would like to support us financially, you can do so on Ko-fi for any amount. And if you contribute certain amounts, if you take a look at the page, which is in our link tree, which is below, you will see that you can get access to our long-lost Patreon bonus episodes. This is the only place that pretty much all of them are ever going to be available. One of them is out there on the main line. That is our Butcher and Blackbird episode, if you go back looking for that. I read that one.
Yes, you
did. That was fun. The music that you hear in this and every episode is called Storytime by me, Max Joy.
Listener, remember, if there is a book in you, write it, and if there's fucking in it, I'll read it.
And then she'll come on this show and explain it to me for your entertainment.
Now we are leaving. Goodbye.